In this video, we're going to have a look at the reverse crunch. So you can kind of go off and pair this one with, things like the standard crunch or with the flutter kicks. It's a really nice way to be able to pair those two together. So let's have a little look at two ways of being able to do this. One is using a bench, and the first one is using the floor. So when you're on the floor, you can't get quite the same range of movement as you can as when you're on the bench, but it's still an incredibly effective movement for you to be able to do, and really focus on your technique as you start to go through this as well. So, lying on the floor, you're going to lie all the way back. You put your hands by your side, your feet out slightly, so I've got a little bit of bend in my knees. I'm pushing my spine into the floor. I lift my legs up a little, feet off the floor, and I come up, and I'm just going to lift my hips off the floor. I'm going to come down, through, and up, down, through, up. Yeah, it's a nice movement, nice and steady. Get the movement. It's that time under tension. That's the key thing that you got here. Coming up, through. Don't think of it as drawing your knees in. You're coming up, you're rolling up. Yeah, so you're rolling each vertebra off the ground, coming up, and then back down again. So it's a really steady movement. Try not to think of it as doing this, because all that's going to do is just work your hip flexors again. Hip flexors get super tight, so you want to be making sure that you're coming through, lifting up, rolling up, and through. Roll up, and through. You can let your feet tap on the floor if you want, or you can hold them just before they get to the floor, lifting up, and through. So that's the most basic version that you can do, and you should feel that all the way through your core. The next version is using something like a bench. You want something strong and sturdy because you're going to have to lie on it. Equally, you want something that's comfortable. You want a hard surface for this. So if you're on a bench, you sit on the end of it, lie back, and I've already got a stretch now coming in across my abdominals, across my core. From here, I've got my hands behind my head, holding my core in, lift my legs off the floor, lift them up, squeeze nice and slowly, nice and steady, down, up. So I've got a little bit of obliques going on, oops, kicking the straps. That roll up. There's a lot more that happens here than when you're on the floor. It's a slightly bigger exercise, but you don't go onto this one until you can get it right on the floor. But this is slightly bigger because you have to be able to control yourself, stop your legs from wobbling. You can make them bigger, you can make them harder, but get these ones right first, and we'll go on to the harder ones, the bigger ones, in other videos. Really focus on your core. Don't just lift your legs in and out, because all you're going to be doing then is working the hip flexor, making sure that you're rolling up. Each vertebra has to almost peel off either the floor or off the bench. So you're rolling up, legs come up, back down again. It's a slow, steady exercise. Doesn't have to be rushed. It's that time under tension. The more time, the slower you do it, the better it's going to feel. If you start to feel pain in your lower back, really push your spine down, tilt your hips around, and then be able to lift through. Again, with any of these, if it starts to hurt, you need to think about what you're doing, film yourself, adjust your body position, and make it right. Get them perfect, all right? The better they are, the more benefit you'll get from it. The stronger you'll be, and therefore you'll get much more benefit into your swimming, and equally all of your sports.